Hutson, Regional Administrative Assistant for the National Association of Letter Carriers. It's great that we're out here today. This is truly democracy in action, and it's fitting that we're doing this right within shot of the home of one of the greatest American presidents of all time, Abraham Lincoln, that we are here today. Speaking of a great American, we're here today to protect a great American institution, and that's the Postal Service, that has been binding this country together for over 200 years. It's now our turn to stand up and fight for this great American institution. The Postal Service has played a vital role in our nation's social and economic infrastructure and will continue to do so, and we cannot afford to lose the Postal Service. So once again, thank you all for coming out today. And to kick things off, I want to introduce Neal Tisdale, who you all know. Neal is a national business agent for the National Association of Letter Carriers and represents the 15,000 men and women who deliver the mail of the state of Illinois door to door, 6 days a week, and will continue to do so. Ladies and gentlemen, Neal Tisdale.
Yeah. I got a prepared text here I need to read to you that I tried to memorize it, but being as old as I am now, it gets a little tough, so just bear with me. But these are very important issues. This is what I need you to remember to take back to your communities, to your offices and whatever, and to tell your carriers that are on the workroom floor that's not here. We are here today to speak out against Senate Bill 1789. The title of it is the 21st Century Postal Reform Act of 2011. We believe that this bill that is meant to save the Postal Service will actually destroy the Postal Service as we know it. The bill is deeply flawed. This bill focuses solely on cutting services and reducing service standards, and will serve to drive more and more people away from the Postal Service. S 1789 will put an end to Saturday delivery, which would eliminate both the United States Postal Service's biggest competitive advantage and will cost 80,000 jobs nationwide. S 1789 would phase out door-to-door delivery for 35 million households and businesses. S 1789 would radically downsize the Postal Service and reduce service standards. While the Postal Service does face unprecedented challenges, it can, if allowed to, continue to play a vital role in our nation's social and economic infrastructure. The Postal Service is not broke or broken. The major force behind its financial problems is not the internet. It is not it is the requirement imposed by Congress in the 2006 that the Postal Service pre-fund future retirees' health obligations 75 years out to the tune of $5.5 billion a year. This has drained $21 billion in cash over the last 5 years from the Postal Service. The Postal Service already has $45 billion set aside for this fund. We oppose Senate Bill S 1789 as it is currently drafted because it is focused on downsizing the Postal Service. Congress must take a little more time and help the Postal Service find a new path rather than assume nothing can be done other than downsize its network. The Postal Service response to the problem has simply been cut and run. Close hundreds of facilities, cut thousands of rural post offices, cut hundreds of thousands of jobs, cut service standards, reduce delivery days, stop door-to-door delivery. Cut, cut, cut. You cannot grow a business or expect a business to survive when all you do is cut its services. Closing post offices, doing away with Saturday delivery, dismissing thousands of hardworking employees, many of them veterans, and other such drastic measures would not save the taxpayers one dime. But all of these cuts would inflict irreversible damage on the great American asset, as we know, the United States Postal Service. Congress, unfortunately, appears to be following the United States Postal Service's model and believe that the only way to solve the problem is to cut. That is not the answer. We simply cannot support legislation that aims to slow mail delivery, cut Saturday delivery, wipe out tens of thousands of jobs when we know it will destroy, not save the Postal Service. That is why we oppose 1789, and we ask Senator Durbin to oppose this bill. If this bill passes, it guarantees that the Postal Service will face a new crisis in the near future. The senators behind 1789 mean well. They are not enemies of the Postal Service or its employees. The fact remains that this bill is deeply flawed and will do more harm than good. What the Postal Service needs is a complete new business model, built from the ground up. one that looks beyond the immediate issues and finds opportunities to meet the needs of the American people in the 21st century. We agree the Postal Service faces challenges that require it to alter its way of doing business and must adapt to the nation's changing needs. The main problem with 1789 is that it sees only problems, not opportunities. Those pushing 1789 assume that the Postal Service is slowly becoming obsolete and there's not much to do about it except keep cutting. Why just assume the worst? Why simply accept the elimination of the national asset? The Postal Service is not an ordinary business. It is an American institution. The Postal Service binds this nation together. What we need is a real business plan built from the bottom up. This far-sighted plan that puts together by respected business leaders, Postal Service stakeholders, and the plan that would leverage the Postal Service last mile reach, explore the expansion of services, and give the Postal Service more flexibility in pricing of its products. Obviously, this plan cannot be created in the next few weeks, but it should not take years either. This plan for the future is needed. Congress should not settle for a plan that would dismantle the Postal Service, but must start working on the plan to revitalize the Postal Service in the way that makes sense for the 21st century. Senator Durbin, we are gathered here today to urge you to oppose 1789 and begin working on a plan for the future of the United States Postal Service. So all of you, I appreciate every one of you coming out. The fight is on. I will be going in talking to Senator Durbin's aide today about 5:30 and giving him our views. What I'd like for you all now is we can go around, we can chant our slogans, whatever we want, but we need to stay here till 6 o'clock. This is federal property, as you can see. There's park rangers here. We have to be off the property at 6 o'clock. So please don't anybody violate any federal laws. Hopefully no TV cameras still on. But we need to just hold together, get our message across. I will be delivering this message in a few minutes to Senator Durbin's aide. I've already been on the phone with Senator Durbin. He understands our position. Although I did not get a commitment from him to vote no on this, we're going to keep trying. Please take this back to your floor. Make sure your employees know what's going on, the people around you, and that we are in a fight. If this passes, there's no way back. It will just keep dismantling the Postal Service as we know it, and we will not have the jobs that we have come to, count on. We will still have jobs up to a point, some of us will, but what that job will entail is what benefits, what retirement plan, and so on. All of that is on the table right now. S-1789 cannot be passed in the United States Senate, because if it is, you can rest assured it will be rubber stamped in the House and will go to President Obama for signature, which right now everybody should know that President Obama has come out and will support the 5-day delivery. So we got our work cut out for us. All right, again, I thank everybody that showed up, took their time today to come out here. I appreciate it. Thanks a lot, and keep up the good fight.
Yay!
Oh, by the way, we have a petition on it we're going to deliver to the senator too. If you haven't signed this thing here, please come up, read the letter we put together, sign the petition, and I will deliver that when I go into the office too here in a few minutes. Thank you.
Those of you who've ever been to a convention or anything know the letter carrier chair, and I thank Neal and everybody who's taken their time to come out here today. We all deserve to give ourselves a letter carrier chair, so here we go. Hip hip hooray! Hip hip hooray! Hip hip hooray!
We start chanting.
We make a big fire in the street.
That's good.
Kick it off, man.
Oh, Durbin, this is our name. Cutting will be ashamed.
Service is in our name. Cutting it would be a shame. Service is in our name. Cutting it would be a shame. Service is in our name. Cutting it would be a shame.
Service is in our name.
Cutting it would be a shame.
Hey, 6 days has got to stay.
Hey, 6 day has got to stay.
Hey, 6 day has got to stay. Hey, 6 day has got to stay. Hey, 6 day has got to stay. Hey, 5 days is not okay. Hey, 5 days is not okay. Hey, 5
Reform, yes. Destroy, no.
Reform, yes. Destroy, no. Reform, yes. Destroy, no. Reform, yes. Destroy, no. Destroy, no.
Hey, hey, ho, ho.
Hey, hey, ho, ho, 1789 has got to go. Oh,
Hey, ho, ho. 1789 has got to go.
hi Randy, how you doing, buddy?
1789
1789 is